Welcome back, everybody, to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
we're in a tizzy here. Jimmy ran late getting here. Kevin's running back and forth between things. We're trying to get everything up. But in the meantime, let's get to Rick at the CRPA. Rick, how are you?
Some consistency.
It's been a great week, guys.
Love to hear it.
Good.
To hear it.
Tell us more.
You hear it in your voice. Let's go.
So, the kids are on recess, so that makes it an excellent week.
Oh, yeah.
That the legislature has left the building. They're gone until the 18th of August, so that's super cool. But the big news for us is, and I want everybody to really understand this, this has been a great week. You know, at the very beginning of the year, we always go over all the bills on the show, and when you said 6 years, it's just unbelievable it's been that long we've all been doing this.
Right.
But, you know, when we first started off, you know, one of the things I said I wanted to do when we first met, Jeff, was I really wanted to turn things around in our community and start being proactive instead of just reactive, defensive in legislation. And it took a couple of years for us to start to craft some stuff, but we started going at it. And this year we had a bill that we put forward, 584, and it's an important bill for people to understand because I was ridiculed by most of the people in my field. I was told, like, are you an idiot? You're going to a freshman to do this? Freshmen never get bills passed. Second thing I got told is, yeah, and do not put the CRPA's name anywhere near this bill because it's going to be dead on arrival. And even if some way you were able to eke out, Newsom's never going to sign it. Well, we wrote the bill, and the bill is designed because, as you know, Jeff, FFLs have been caught between a rock and a hard place with the penal code saying to put one kind of door on the back for security and a fire code saying to do something completely opposite. And then, you know, DOJ decides when and if and how many times they want to find somebody like you. And that can really damage you. It can make problems for your landlord if you don't own your own building, and can lead to you losing your business and also passing those costs on to your customers because the margin that you guys operate with is pretty small. So went to work on this bill. We got it into assembly, and this is the part that I want people to understand. We wrote this bill so tight that basically if you said you disagreed with us, you were saying that you didn't believe in firearm safety. You didn't believe in keeping FFL secure. You didn't believe in a lot of things. And it became, I think, so distasteful that the left said, okay, we're not going to stand against it and we're not going to talk about it. So they put what's called a consent calendar, which has everything from calendar dates to innocuous things. They put the bill on consent calendar and they moved it through every policy committee in the assembly to the floor without it ever being heard or testified, which I remember calling you midway through this going, unbelievable. Let's see what happens in the Senate. Well, the Senate did the exact same thing.
What?
So the first thing I want to tell everybody, this literally passed bipartisan support with 95% of the vote of both houses.
Ooh,
Wow.
That is unheard of. Gee.
Yeah. Then it goes to the governor's desk in June. Most bills, like we know, do not go to the governor's desk till the end of August, and it gets signed sometime in September. Well, folks, there was a rip in the universe because Governor Newsom signed the bill into law this past Monday.
Wow.
So it becomes the first in several decades pro-Second Amendment bill to make it across the finish line and get the governor's signature. So we've now shattered the it can't be done myth. And so now is the time for all of you to start listening to things that Jeff says, Jimmy says, Mark says, I say on this show, and start picking up your pants and saying, let's get to work because we now can prove that we can do this. Our community coming together can make it happen. So, Great week.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We cracked that wall. Now let's barge through.
Everything is impossible until it is done, and that's what's going on here. We're showing that the impossible is a very valid and viable thing in California. Come on. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, CRPA. That's amazing.
My pleasure. I'm very, very happy, very, very pleased. And the author of the bill, I'll do a shout out to her, Assembly Member Heather Hadwick, who's up in 81, which is up at the top of the state, is a phenomenal Second Amendment advocate, shooter. She supports shooting sports. She's one of the most incredible freshman ladies. We're going to have a lot more reviews with her. And she is already working with me on a couple new bills to launch in January. So this is just the beginning of a lot of changes, and this is going to be pretty powerful.
Wow. I love all the momentum that it feels like that it's
and
swelling.
Because I know Jeff loves court cases, here we go. So the Duncan case, which deals with the magazine issue, the standard capacity magazines, that went all the way to the Supreme Court, got sent all the way back down to our favorite judge, and then went all the way back up. It is now the writ of certiorari, which allows it to be heard, is being submitted. And we should know by the end of summer if they're going to take it, but all signs look very good that they'll take it. And then if they rule on it, that will become the law of the land. So the magazine issue is finally, after almost a decade, going to be finally heard in the Supreme Court, it looks like.
Wow. That's huge. And your case is a bit stronger than the one that went up there before, right?
Right. Yeah, it's very much so.
Yeah, so that's good news, too, because it would be nice to be able to have standard capacity magazines.
And very good, guys.
And that's the thing, too, is that CRPA has been, it's 150 years now, but they don't stop at the 10-year mark on trying to fight these bills and just, we'll never get over this hill. No, this is a constant fight that we have to keep applauding and keep supporting, because the moment you guys stop for us is the moment that we start losing that real hope. And so you guys
we're having some pretty good successes. We also have on the kids bill, advertising the kids. We're waiting for the final write-up from the court, but it looks like the state's going to hand it to them on that one. So we're winning, and we're waiting for other cases like the excise tax case and some others to get through the court system. But I just look at people and say, if you look, they are losing everything, and we're winning.
Yes.
Well, it's kind of scary, isn't it? It's like it's kind of scary, but part of it too is don't rest on your laurels, folks. Because I heard a guy say, "Well, great, now we don't need to support you guys because we're winning." And I was
no, this is the
come on, this is the middle of the game. Let's go. So
we haven't even gotten to halftime yet.
Yeah,
we're still going uphill backwards with our hair on fire, guys.
You got to stay hydrated, and that's what we're doing here. We're making sure we're staying hydrated.
Okay.
So I do have a couple questions from the online crew. 1598, the firearm safety education.
Yeah, so here's where all the bills are, Jimmy. They're
please, go ahead.
Appropriations. So Senate bills are in Assembly appropriations. Assembly bills are in Senate appropriations because they're in the opposing houses now. Nothing will move on those bills until after the 18th of August when they go back in. Most likely what will happen is those bills will all go into what's called the suspense file, and then on the last day of the session, which is the 29th, they will have to look to see if there's any money for it. I think about 50% of those bills will not get out of appropriations, and there's like 7 bills. I think half of them won't make it out. The other half will, and then it'll be up to the governor, and then I will already have the veto letters in on those bills. In fact, they're pretty much already written, and then at that point, our attorneys will wait, and as soon as the bill goes to go into law, we will litigate and get an injunction and stop it from becoming reality. We're just hoping we don't have to do that because we keep winning, and they keep looking stupid, and
But they're Democrats; they don't care. That they look stupid.
They dress up like clowns, and they kind of.
And I will say, if you're watching politics up in the Capitol, it's been very interesting because the governor tried to get several emergency bills through that take 67% of the vote, and he didn't get it. He had several Democrats say, "No, we're just not going to vote."
Wow.
So there's some cracks in the old ceiling. Their supermajority isn't working out so super right now.
Good.
Not so super.
Hey, Rick, really quick, I've been getting inundated on Faceplant with these advertisements about if you're a senior, the president has signed a bill that you can get a CCW without doing almost anything other than sending money to this.
Not in California.
Okay, which is what I've been explaining to people on the phone because I've been getting calls up, left and right, and I kind of was like, that might be okay somewhere else, but I don't think that's going to fly here.
I'll take my one pop shot because it's just too funny for any of your viewers that didn't see it. Gavin Newsom was gifted a gun on the Sean Ryan podcast, and then his own attorney general, as you know, turned on him and said, "No, you can't accept the gun because it'd be violating the very laws he put into effect."
Well, ain't that a shame?
Oh,
Yeah,
what do you mean?
I hope it was a really bitchin' gun.
I know.
Oh, it was. It was a 6-hour. It's the brand new one that they brought out for CCWs, the Max something.
Oh, man.
Beautiful gun.
Oh,
But, yeah.
well, what a shame.
Stay in Tennessee.
It's
what a
got to
shame.
stay there. Come on.
All right, Rick, we're coming up on the bottom of the hour. If anybody wants to donate their time, their money, or join, how do they get a hold of you?
CRPA.org. If they have questions, contact CRPA.org. And God bless both of you guys.
Thank you, sir.
bless you.
Are you free this week, or what do you,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Pick a day
I'll
and let
give
me
you a
know.
call tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. Bye.
All right, be safe.
All right. You're listening to Gunslingers right here on.
The Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And when we get back, it's phone calls time. What's that number, Jim?
You guys are going to want to call in. That's 866-870-5752. Once again, 866-870-5752.
Remember, it's movies, worst shots, best shots.
Let's keep it going, baby.
Give us a call. We'll be back right after this.
Woo!